Today what we're going to start is still solving equations, but we're going to put some things with it that we've talked about. We're going to put some distributed property with it eventually. We're going to put some combining of things together with it. And that's what we're going to start with today. So we have a problem here where we're trying to figure out what x is. This problem's a little different because we have a couple of different x's here. So what we're going to do before we even start the problem is we're going to combine everything together on each side that can go together. Over here we just have 0, so there's nothing that's going to go over here. Here we've got a couple of different things we can put together. Before we start, we could put the positive 3x together, and we could put the negative 14x together. Nothing goes with the 22, so that would just have to stay how it is. 3x and negative 14x, if you put those things together, is going to be negative 11x. Then we still have the plus 22 equals 0. Once you combine those, now the problem looks like the solving problems that you're familiar with. So we just need to use inverse operations to figure out what x is. So I'm going to start with the plus 22. Inverse operation would be minus 22. That's going to get rid of that. Take away 22 over here, and that's going to be a negative 22 equals, and then on this side all we have left is negative 11x. Now we just need to solve this. Remember, this is a multiply by negative 11. So we're going to do the opposite. We're going to do divide negative 11. That's going to cancel out. The other side, if we divided by negative 11 here, we also have to divide by negative 11 here, which is going to be negative divided by negative is a positive, so that's going to be 2. So we've got x equals 2. Now we just need to check it. We're going to go back into the original problem that we had up here and check it. So if I put the 2 in for x, okay, 2 times 3 is going to be 6. No x there. X here, negative 14 times 2 is going to be negative 28. Now I just need to add everything together, and it better equal 0. If it doesn't, then that means our 2 is not right. 6 plus 22 is 28. 28 minus 28 is 0. That part checks out, so our final answer actually checks out too. So it's no different than the solving that we just got done with. The only difference is that we have to combine a few things together first. All right, here's letter B on that sheet. And again, we've got a lot more than just a few things over here. A couple of x's, a couple of regular numbers. Before we can use our inverse operations to solve, we need to combine some things together. So things that we combine together. We should be able to combine negative 13 and negative 63. They don't have x's after them, they go together. Other things we should be able to combine. We should be able to combine this positive 10x and this 3x. Those will go together. So if I put all that together, this part's going to be, let's see, negative 76. And then the x part is just going to be plus 13 or positive 13x. And then we're still going to have our equals 2. Okay. Now we just need to solve by using inverse operations. So we got to get rid of the add subtracts first. So that's going to be this. Opposite would be plus 76. That would cross out. We will add 76 over here and we're going to get 78. So now we've got 78 equals 13x. Times 13 is what this is. So we need to do an inverse operation, which would be divide by 13. That's going to cancel everything out, leaving us with just x equals. And then if we divide this side by 13 also, 78 divided by 13 is 6. So here would be our answer, x equals 6. Now to make sure we're right, we should be able to put it back into the original. So anytime you see an x, 6 goes in there. 10 times 6 is 60. 3 times 6 would be 18. Now we just need to add everything together. 60 and 18, if I put those together, are going to be 78. Let's see. 78 minus 13, 78, 68, 65. And then if I do 65 minus 63, it's positive 2. That checks out, so we know that our answer is correct. Next, we're going to look at a C. Again, we have to combine things together that go together before we even start our solving the problem. So if we look on here, on this side of the equal sign here, there's only one thing over here, so we'll just leave that how it is. But we can add things together on this side. We should be able to add a 12x. Looks like we can add a 9 or negative 9x and a negative 9x. The 13 is just going to stand alone. So this problem is going to look like, when we're done, equals negative 31. We're going to have our minus 13, and then whatever our x's are going to equal up to. So I know that 12 and negative 9 is going to be positive 3. Positive 3 and negative 9 is going to be negative 6. So we would have negative 6x minus 13 equals 31. Let me make sure I did that right here. So that would be negative, if I did it the other way, negative 18 plus 12 would be negative 6. Okay, that's right. Alright, now we need to do our inverse operations. We need to start with our pluses and our minuses, or add, subtract. So this is what we're going to start with here. So that's going to be a plus 13. So we have to plus 13 on this side too. That's going to be negative 31, negative 21, negative 18 if you put 3 more on there. Okay, so that cancels out. So now we just have that. We've got negative 6x equals negative 18. Inverse operation, times 6 times negative 6, I should say. So we need to divide by negative 6, which cancels out. Divide this by negative 6. Negative divided by a negative is going to be a positive, so we will just have x equals 3. Here's our answer, but we need to check it first. Anytime you see a 3, we need to put it in for x. So 12 times 3 is 36. Negative 9 times 3 is negative 27. We've got our minus 13 here. Negative 9 times 3 is still negative 27 equals negative 31. So we have to make sure that that works out just fine. So we can do that. If I put, let's see, we'll do it this way. I'll put these two together first. So 36 and negative 27 would be positive 9. Okay. Positive 9 and negative 13 would be negative 4. And then all we have left is negative 4 and negative 27. That does equal negative 31. That would be correct. That one is correct as well.